What happens when the new car, excitement fades, and 3 years of real-world ownership begin to tell the real story? The Omoda 5 arrived with bold styling, impressive tech, and a price that turned heads. But has it actually lived up to the hype? Welcome back to Supercar. Today, we're taking a hard look at the Omoda 5 after 3 years on the road. The good, the bad, and the surprises owners never expected. If you're thinking about buying one or already own one, you'll want to see this. Anyone can impress on launch day. The real test starts 3 years later. When the Omoda 5 arrived, it looked like a bargain revolution. Bold styling, modern tech, and a price that put established rivals under pressure. Some even predicted it would challenge SUVs like the Tigane and Tucson. But 3 years of ownership tell a far more important story than any launch event ever could. Has the Omoda 5 lived up to the hype, or have the compromises started to show? Let's find out. 3 years and 60,000 kilometers later, owners are still talking about the cabin, and not always for the reasons you expect. The Omoda 5's interior remains one of its biggest strengths. The large touchscreen, ambient lighting, and leather-trimmed seats still make it feel more expensive than it is. But long-term ownership has revealed a few weak points. Some owners report wear on steering wheel trim, occasional dashboard creaks, and software lag on older infotainment systems that haven't received updates. The cabin still looks impressive, but after 3 years, some materials and technology don't feel quite as premium as they did on day one. You'd expect the engine to be the problem after 3 years, but that's actually one of the Omoda 5's strongest points. Under the hood, the Omoda 5 has held up surprisingly well. The 1.6-liter turbocharged engine has proven reliable for most owners, delivering solid performance, smooth motorway cruising, and respectable fuel economy. The bigger talking point is the 7-speed dual-clutch transmission. In heavy city traffic, some owners still report occasional hesitation and jerky low-speed shifts, typical DCT behavior that software updates haven't completely eliminated. Get out on the open road, however, and the drivetrain feels smooth, confident, and genuinely enjoyable. 3 years later, the engine remains one of the Omoda 5's biggest strengths, not one of its weaknesses. A car can drive perfectly for years, but when something breaks, that's when ownership really gets tested. Reliability and after-sales support have been a mixed story for the Omoda 5. In markets with an established Chery dealer network, owners generally report reasonable service experiences and affordable parts. But in newer markets, the experience hasn't always been as smooth. Some owners have faced long waits for parts, delays for specialist repairs, and service teams still learning the car's more advanced electronics. These aren't unusual challenges for a rapidly expanding brand, but they're real frustrations that can affect the ownership experience. Before buying an Omoda 5, it's worth looking beyond the car itself and checking the strength of the dealer network in your area. Here's the part that will surprise even the biggest skeptics. The Omoda 5 has genuinely held its own against cars that cost tens of thousands more. When it comes to safety and technology, the Omoda 5 punches well above its weight. The full suite of ADAS features, adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, automatic emergency braking, blind spot monitoring, works reliably and isn't buried under complicated menus. The 360-degree camera system is genuinely useful in tight car parks, and the wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto integration is seamless. In independent crash tests, the Omoda 5 has posted respectable scores, reinforcing that Chery didn't cut corners where it matters most. 3 years on, these tech features remain competitive. That's a genuine achievement in a segment where today's technology becomes tomorrow's standard feature almost overnight. Don't let the low price fool you. The real cost of ownership is a conversation that needs to happen right now. One of the key reasons people choose the Omoda 5 is its aggressive pricing. And on the surface, the numbers look great. But 3 years of ownership data tells us that total cost of ownership is a more nuanced equation. Insurance costs have been higher than average for some owners, partly because replacement parts, from bumpers to specific electronic modules, can be more expensive than expected. Tire wear has also been flagged by a portion of owners, particularly those who opted for the sportier trim levels with wider rubber. Scheduled servicing costs have remained reasonable in established markets, but as we mentioned earlier, unscheduled repairs in markets with thinner dealer networks can add up. The Omoda 5 is still one of the best value propositions in its class, but go in with open eyes about the full financial picture. So after 3 years, would people buy it again? The answer reveals everything about who this car is really for. We spoke to a range of long-term Omoda 5 owners, and the responses tell a clear story. Owners in markets with strong dealer support, who use the car primarily for commuting and family duties, overwhelmingly say yes, they'd buy it again. They love the looks, they enjoy the drive, and they appreciate the technology. Owners who pushed the car harder or who found themselves relying on under-resourced service networks tell a more complicated story. The consensus? The Omoda 5 is an exceptional car when the conditions around it are right. It rewards buyers who do their homework on local dealer support, who keep up with software updates, and who treat it as the practical, value-led family SUV it was designed to be. Not a budget substitute for a premium performance vehicle. So 3 years later, was the Omoda 5 a smart buy, or just a smart-looking one? The truth is somewhere in the middle. 3 years on, the Omoda 5 remains an impressive compact SUV with eye-catching design, a dependable engine, and technology that still feels competitive. But real-world ownership has revealed a few weaknesses, including inconsistent after-sales support in some markets, minor interior durability concerns, and a DCT gearbox that can feel hesitant in city traffic. If you're considering one, do your homework first. Check the strength of your local dealer network, get insurance quotes, and make sure all software updates have been completed. Do that, and the Omoda 5 still offers some of the best value in its class. And that's the brutal truth about the Omoda 5 after 3 years of real-world ownership. If you found this review helpful, hit the like button and let us know in the comments. Would you buy an Omoda 5? Or would you choose one of its rivals instead? And if you haven't subscribed to Supercar yet, now's the perfect time. We bring you honest ownership reviews, long-term tests, and real-world comparisons every week. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and we'll see you in the next one.